Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a special Tabletop Gold presentation of The Zone, the collaborative, freeform, surreal horror game of venturing into a place, getting changed forever, and then freaky stuff happening to you. It's been a great time. Hi, I'm Lars Castine. Welcome to the show. I'm joined today for this part 3 of the venture that we're calling The Blue Angel, and I'm joined by our Matt Humphreys.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to The Zone. Scott Hoffer is here. Scott, welcome to The Zone. Welcome back to the Blue Angel.
Oh, thanks for having me back.
Thanks for coming back. And Farrell Amadeus, our guest of honor here for this zone. Welcome, Farrell. Hi, how are you?
Great. Good to be here.
Very good. So we're going to get into our game in just a moment, but there's something that I want to talk about, and that is that I have been sick for the last 2 days. There is a stomach illness moving its way through my apartment, through our home. My daughter was homesick for 2 days. Now I'm homesick, more or less. It's bad. It's a bad time. I'm not enjoying myself. I had to stop being a good partner last night by just lying in a bed and sort of shivering for about 5 hours last evening. I'm moving through it okay. It turns out that my wife, she thinks that she's asymptomatic for having the norovirus. She thinks that she's a person that when stomach flu is going around, she just is like chill. She just doesn't react at all, which I'm incredibly jealous of because I react quite violently.
How does she have that superpower?
Because she went into the zone. It's a mutation she got.
She mutated. I mean, it's such a good thing that we're talking about. She's zoned
so
it.
much.
Yeah.
Sense.
This is actually probably like a very on-topic thing to talk about. I think that she's just like a different kind of person than I am. I have had like digestive and stomach issues my entire life. I'm willing to say that into a microphone. Sure, why not? And she hasn't, and we'll have conversations sometimes about like what's happening in our lives, and she won't know what I'm talking about. She like doesn't get it. I'm like, oh, I sort of had an upset stomach last night, and she's like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? How does that manifest? Give me details as to what it is that you're describing to me, because she just has never experienced it herself. She's just like, well, the way that the digestive system works, according to my wife, is that it's the same every day and everything is always fine. And I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Sounds wonderful.
But that's a good partner to have. But because if you guys were both
sure.
sick, you'd be out and it would be really hard to parent. But it's so good that she's invincible, you know?
Yes, yeah. She is my rock. So my question is, so I've been sick. I'm wondering if when you are sick, do you have any sort of ritual you like to do or any food you like to eat when you're feeling bad or recovering? Like, is there anything that you enjoy treating yourself to when you're sick? I will say that I don't eat saltines like ever. Like, I'm not a saltine guy. But when I'm coming back up from a sickness, I'll eat a sleeve of those things in a sitting. Yeah. Like, I will go to town on some saltines.
Ritz crackers is adjacent, but more delicious.
Ritz crackers.
Oh,
I have currently,
Ritz
the thing
crackers.
that I have been eating today as I've been coming up is off-brand Ritz crackers called the Townhouse crackers. Are you aware of these?
Are those like rectangular instead of?
Yeah, they're squished. It's like somebody sat on a Ritz
not
cracker.
Bad. Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Not
wait.
bad.
No, they're
sleeve
not bad.
of saltines.
Right,
Can you hear me? Sleeve of saltines.
Yes.
I put a sleeve of saltines in each of my kids' lunches because that's how much they love saltines. So every day they down a sleeve of saltines. And it's like the only thing they eat because I'm a bad mother. So, no, I'm just kidding. When I'm sick, which I am
That's how they
now,
get back to you.
I'm sick. Here's what I like to do. I like matzo ball soup.
Okay.
The more expensive, the better. Unless Nick makes it, and it's very good. I also like watching movies like crazy. I'll just watch tons of movies, and that's my favorite thing to do. Is just drink soup and watch movies.
So you've been feeling sick yourself, Farrell. You and I are both coming off of an illness, is my understanding.
I'm sick, but not in the same way that you're sick.
Not in the disgusting way that I am. Have you been watching movies over the last couple of days or whatever? Have you been treating yourself to a film occasionally?
I actually have had to go to work every day, various jobs that I have in this condition, and I've had to sort of just stay away from people. So I haven't had the chance to like lay in bed. But I did just actually go see a movie in the theaters, and I worry about presenting it here because I don't want it to be a divisive subject. But I hated this.
Did you see the Melania movie?
No, I'm not going to give money that bullshit.
No. Okay, fair enough.
Amazing.
You know what else is amazing is the game that we're about to get into. We're about to get into part 3 of our playthrough of The Zone. The Zone, of course, designed by Raph D'Amico, published by Laughing Kaiju Games. Here's what's happened so far on our adventure into this place. We have 4 characters. I'll introduce my character. Everybody else can introduce their own. My character is a chaplain named Father John Mixie. He has had his legs turned into lead, and he can see the future. And when he coughs, there's a crazy digital noise that destroys matter. So that's who I'm playing as. Armet, who are you playing as?
I am playing as the writer, better known as Dr. Ursula Tangible, Doctor of Journalism. The good doctor has entered the zone to try and deepen their knowledge about what the truth behind aliens and our existence here on Earth is. They are, of course, terrified by aliens. And even more worryingly, have found themselves starting to transform into sort of a gray classic alien with a big almond head and almond eyes thing, but then had their limbs turn into this mysterious blue physiognomy that seems to be repeating throughout this strange alien space we've entered into.
Farrell, who are you playing as in this quest, this expedition?
Playing Penny Burke. I'm an entrepreneur, and I will be the first one ever to make it out of the zone alive. And on the way, I'm going to make quite a buck. I'm interested in profit, and I feel really great with my new blue skin and strong abilities.
Okay. And Scott, who are you playing as?
I'm playing as Dr. Harrison Wilkes, a surgeon who is on a quest to find the perfect organism. And so far, there's been lots of candidates. He wants to be able to figure out how to replicate whatever these superhuman mutations are and prove to his hospital where he works that he's not terrible at research and at surgery.
So this expedition has passed through an area that was like an apartment complex where there was a high rise where a number of strange things happened. And then we moved through a mansion, like a strange, eccentric billionaire's mansion where we ran into signs of animal testing and strange sonic angelic forces hit at us. So Scott is the director of the scene right now. We are at this campfire, which is a spot for reflection and sort of a lower stakes kind of scene than the stuff that we've had so far. Scott, do you want to take over and help us out as director here?
Okay, so beyond this point is the most dangerous part of the zone. Some characters will die. But for a few hours, you are safe. Go around and each share your theories about the nature of the zone. Okay. So for the surgeon, I'm saying, look, it's clear that we are being tested, that we're being basically experimented on. Every single human who comes into this zone is getting some kind of mutation placed on them. They're developing, sometimes one, sometimes more, and most people die. They're clearly trying to see which one of us or which among us are strong enough to become the full Blue Angel mutants that we saw earlier in that building.
You think
For what purpose? I don't know.
The creature that looked down on us as we were falling through the floor, you think that was one of these Blue Angel mutants?
I think either it's one of the graduates who made it into full mutant superdom, or it's the mastermind behind all of this. But I just need to experiment on all of you before I can be sure.
And Dr. Ursula Tangible puts a cigarette in his mouth from a pack with his weird new blue hand, lights it and goes, Doctor, I think you might be more right than you know. When I was 12 years old, I was abducted by aliens. Now, I know how that sounds, believe me.
It sounds ridiculous.
Yes, exactly. That's usually what people say. And that's the response I've gotten my whole life. I woke up in the middle of the night, paralyzed, and a bright light was shining at me. And small, shadowy beings started moving around my bedside and levitated me up and transported me into their ship. And I was in an operating theater, I think, something sterile, clean. And within my arm, this arm that you now see, successfully merged with whatever alien material or DNA, they injected and implanted into my arm some device. And when they were done, I heard in my head, when the time is right, it will activate. And I think
activate.
Whatever happened back there, it tried to activate, but the zone did not let it. I don't know what we'll find here, if it's God, if it's aliens, if it's some aspect of our own consciousness reflected back at us through a mirror darkly. But what I do know is that I have found confirmation that I am not mad.
Penny crosses her arms and she says, I'm skeptical of your alien story, but I do agree wholeheartedly this is a test. This is a test. It's not God, it's not aliens, but it's some higher being. And they're looking for the chosen one. And it is clear to me that I am the one that will be chosen. Then she sits down on a rock.
Good for you, Miss Burke.
Chosen for what? And why you, Penny?
I'm not certain, but I know it's true. I know it in my heart.
In my days as a chaplain, I've seen a number of strange things. Wouldn't say that any of them has been as strange as what we've seen today. But I do know that God puts challenges in front of us, tests us. So I agree with you that it's a test in that way. I don't know what it is that's causing the things that we're experiencing here to happen, but I do believe that we are being given the opportunity to walk in the righteous path or the opportunity to seize things for ourselves selfishly. Dr. Wilkes, I'm very worried about you in particular. If you think that you can grab something for yourself from a place like this, look around you. My legs have been turned into metal. Ursula here has been turned into like a bug or something. Like, you think you can come back out of a place like this, the same person that you went into it. I just don't think that that's what's happening.
Well, it's all in the service of humanity. I have a greater purpose too.
Is that right?
When I get to the bottom of these mutations and how to replicate them in a way that's therapeutic, I'm going to be... The world is going to be happier and healthier. Just you wait. Just because I figured it out.
Oh, okay. What do you figure those hamsters are all about back there? Do you think that they were doing testing here and that created the zone? Were they inside the zone and then started working with animals? I wish I knew more about the timeline here that we've stepped into.
I don't know which came first. Humans, animals. I don't know, but clearly they've expanded their reach in terms of their experiment subjects, which I can't blame them for. I mean, the more you know, right?
Science can be very cruel, Doctor, and very impersonal. But
you have to be dispassionate in order to do it right.
I feel like it's getting colder.
The chaplain stirs the campfire that we're in front of, right? Like we're sitting around this campfire, and he sort of pokes at it with a stick to try to get the flames to jump up more, but everything feels very constrained and tied in, and it's like there's a feeling of hopelessness as the thing that we're relying on for warmth feels like it is just getting hemmed in tighter and tighter.
I intend to get some sleep before we begin our journey in the morning. I hope all of the confidence y'all have demonstrated tonight is justified, maybe is the word I'm looking for. But I suppose we'll find out tomorrow. He kind of pops his collar up and sort of settles down with his back to the fire, looking out into the darkness.
I should probably start getting ready for bed too. And he turns and pulls out like a little journal where he starts writing in his diary for the day and says a quiet prayer before lying down on the ground in front of the fire.
Penny, again with her arms crossed, just stares at everybody and watches their movements and is sure that she's going to wait to be the last person to fall asleep. And once people are sleeping, she's going to maybe sift through their stuff to see if there's anything she could take.
Penny is so delightful to me.
The doctor stares at the fire for a bit and then has an idea, and he dips his scalpel hand into the fire to see if it will hurt, and it doesn't seem to. And he pulls it out, blinks, and then lies down.
All right. So
Ready?
as Penny waits for us all to fall asleep, I guess that's the end of that scene, right, Scott? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, it is my turn next. The expedition is at the campfire. I am the director. It is time to move on to the forest. It says here, check in. You're past halfway. This is a great time to take a few minutes to stretch, get a snack, drink some water, or visit and then there's an icon of a toilet. That's fun. I've spent enough time visiting that icon over the last 2 days, and I will not do that. So no, thank you. Okay, so I am picking now about what kind of a forest this is that we are going to be exploring. I'm going to pick option 1. This is an impossible rainforest, deep with every shade of green, iridescent with eye-poppingly colorful species that should not exist in this climate.
That feels, I don't know, of akin with all the colorfulness of the blue angels we've been seeing and whatnot. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. If you look at this map, you can kind of see at this point that there are these fate cards that have been dealt out, not on this location, but on the other 4 locations that we have to get through. The last of those 4 locations is the center of the zone, and there's some special stuff that happens there. But the fate card that is on that center space is the fate card belonging to the character who is going to survive this. Each of these cards that we're cruising towards after the forest, though, will indicate that will be the final location for one of us. So mortality approaches. So let's get a scene prompt. This is an anomaly scene. A dangerous anomaly holds a way for someone to get their obsession. So my obsession is, of course, to help those who have lost their path, to guide souls in the right place. I forget what everybody else's obsession are, but maybe it's worth right now to refamiliarize yourself with your obsession. And let's do it. So I'm directing, so I'll kick the scene off. The overgrowth has started to get very, very thick. Father John has to crane his head to get underneath like a collapsed tree, like an impossibly thick tree, like a sequoia, like 12 feet in diameter, that has like fallen and is being held up by another tree or by a boulder just out of sight. And as we slip underneath this fallen tree trunk, there are like vines hanging off of it, and there are large insects sort of buzzing around as the morning sun starts to really heat this environment up. Father John decides at this point, let's take stock. So I'm going to add a visual detail. There's a clearing out in front of us where there's like an open dirt area right in front of us. So some more easy terrain.
I'll add there a detail about the little glittering insects we see floating around us. When you take a closer look at them, they turn out to just be strange, like polygonal shapes, almost like an early, PlayStation 1 style 3D modeling kind of thing. So it's like classic gem shapes or like cones or equilateral triangles. And they're all these beautiful colors with this sort of like pearlescent finish on them, but they're not animals or not insects as we know them.
The surgeon smells something familiar, and after walking a bit toward that smell, sees that there are a couple of dead humans here as well who are lying face down, who are heavily mutated. Just, they're like, one of them is very blue. They both have multiple mutations. One of them is very large, and they look like they were fighting before they both somehow died, but it's not clear how they died.
Penny looks horrified at the dead bodies, and especially maybe looks a little nervous that one has a blue skin tone similar to what she has. And she looks at her arms, and the blue has darkened severely, and instead of sort of shimmering, it's like the dark blue of a deep ocean. And she holds one of these. She tries to, because she didn't sleep the whole night before. She's very tired, and she tries to take one of these shapes, these like sort of animal-like shapes, but she can't quite figure out how to catch one. But she's like in a sort of a high, sleepy place.
Father John turns to the rest of his companions and says, "Looks like those two aren't as lucky as we are right now. Should we take a look? Should we investigate what's going on with them?"
Yeah. There's something drawing something else to this.
We should present a complete record of all that has transpired here.
I'm not going to touch anything, but you can take as many notes as you want.
The father turns to Penny and is like, I'm not going to touch anything either. This is best to leave that to the professionals.
The surgeon is like elbow deep into these corpses at this point. He's just like trying to.
Something's not right.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Something is not right.
Something's not right.
So I get to say what it is that I think might be wrong. As the surgeon has his arms in up to the elbow, the body starts to move.
It's worse than that.
It's yeah, go ahead.
Some kind of being is freeing itself from where it has been gestating inside of these two deceased people.
Well, there's our dangerous anomaly.
Okay.
I think we just found that part of our scene prompt.
And the creature looks like it is like this perfect blend of all the mutations. It looks like it's a spherical made of glass with like a metal segment, and it's like shimmering blue. And the surgeon immediately says, "This is it. This is sort of, I don't know if it's the cause, but it's something. It's the key to something." And he starts trying to like stuff it into a bag or like a, it's not. It's changing size a lot, and he's having trouble handling it.
Yeah, well, that sounds like it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That checks out.
I'm going to say, as you're resolving this not so easily, if I could, I just want to have a moment for the chaplain to turn to Penny and just be like, "What on earth is that?" Sorry. I just needed to add that. It was very important for me to get that in. So
Dr. Ursula respond, "My God."
Okay, so this is not so easy for Scott to get this thing that has just come to life inside this body into this bag.
To wrangle this thing. Do I succeed? No. And the zone mutates me in a way that triggers my phobia. Okay. So what happens is that as I'm trying to hold it, it starts to shake really, and I'm like, get in here. And something blue, like that blue stuff that came out of the other doctor's arm, like flashes out of it and like sprays in the surgeon's eyes.
Oh.
And he drops it, and it just sort of, the thing gets away. But the doctor is like, ah! And he opens his eyes and he realizes he can't see properly. And that if he can't see properly, he can't do what he came here to do, which is to find that thing, to assess, to find that perfect organism and to bring it home. So he starts he's like, no, I've got to be able to fix this. And he's like wiping his eyes more, and it's getting worse. And his eyes are turning blue.
Penny shakes her head. I told you not to touch it.
We've got to find it. We've got to get it. That's the key.
The chaplain's useless. He's started praying. He's fallen to his knees and started praying that though he may be blinded, please bless Dr. Wilkes with the ability to see. He keep him on the right path. Do not let him turn him from the path that he must walk on. Like that sort of stuff. A frantic, desperate prayer.
And the surgeon is getting frantic, and he realizes his scalpel hand slashes his own forehead as he's like, ah! And it's making it worse. And now there's blood in his eyes in addition to the gunk.
And the writer comes up to Dr. Wilkes, and he's looking at him, and he starts taking a couple notes, then sees the surgeon slash his forehead with his scalpel hand, and he kind of tosses his notepad down and pulls a handkerchief from his back pocket and says, hang on.
That's not so easy.
Awesome.
Trying to wipe the goop off this dude's face is not. I don't think this is going to go.
No. This is exactly when it shouldn't be easy, and get the bleeding to stop. So he's trying to get the goop out of Dr. Wilkes' eyes and bind up the superficial forehead wound that he's caused to himself. And let's see what happens. No, and everyone gets mutated. So my sense is that the blue liquid, it suddenly kind of undergoes some sort of sublimation or something, where it bursts like a puffball mushroom, and suddenly the whole clearing is filled with this blue spore / alien liquid. And now we're all breathing it in and getting it into open wounds like the doctor's forehead and his eyes and everything else everywhere.
And how do we get mutated?
I don't know. How do we think each of us would mutate? I feel like there's a strong
I feel like maybe I start feeling something moving around inside my body.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, Penny feels it too. There's
Does
something like a
that?
yes.
Maybe everyone does.
Penny goes into her stylish cargo pants and pulls out a scalpel, a dirty scalpel that she had taken from, the Wilkes, and she sees something moving on her wrist, and she's terrified. So she takes the scalpel and opens her wrist to try to get this thing out, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's not so easy, Farrell.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Trying to pry this weird parasite out of your wrist might be hard.
So she tries.
Yeah, well, we're all breathing this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. We got a not so easy card coming to Farrell.
Click this.
Anyone can
click it.
Oh.
Or tick it.
Oh, me. Yes, but the zone mutates me, triggering a much more serious challenge. Oh no. So
you
Amazing.
Succeed in getting this little thing out of your arm, but then something way worse happens.
all of my skin starts to melt off my bones. Like all of this blue skin starts to sort of like just drip off of my bones, and I could see my skeleton and my fingers and I start to scream. And it's coming off my face. It's just melting off this blue skin.
And Father John is like, we got it. Doctor, please. She needs help immediately. She needs help now.
The surgeon's fumbling for like instruments, but he's had a really hard time like finding a painkiller or anything. It's just chaos right now. Yeah. If you're running around, the surgeon will try to chase you to help you, but.
I'm like running around screaming. My clothes are like hanging off.
I'm saying, God, please undo. Like, please. I know that we are closer to your light here than we have ever been. Do something to help her. Do something to save her. Nobody deserves what it is that's happening here. Nobody deserves this sort of. And he's just stammering and like falling down as he attempts to pray to God.
As the surgeon finally grabs Penny to try to hold her down, and as soon as he does, I think a glass, like there's a glass something that might transfer onto Penny somehow. There's like a kind of transference that might act as a kind of sealant. It's almost like there's glass going up and down your body now, and you're turning into sort of a strange looking reflective creature.
Is it like transparent glass, like the visible man in science classrooms, or is it like more like it's a iridescent?
No, you can see
sheen?
what's underneath.
Okay,
you can see what's underneath. Yeah.
And Penny looks at everybody
like blue,
and covers
goopy,
her body. She just goes, "Stop looking at me."
I think at this point the chaplain looks up to the sky and like ushers utter gratitude to God for like forgiving poor Penny new skin. Thank you so much.
I'm not sure I can stop looking. That is fucked up.
This is horrific. And what's wrong with my voice?
I'd like to say it nicer.
Something's
Oh,
wrong.
no.
Yeah. What is wrong with your voice?
I don't know.
Your diaphragm and vocal cords have been physiologically altered. We've got to get out of this. This is a dangerous area.
We should go right now. Penny, can you walk?
Yes, but it feels embarrassing.
Okay. Can we get like a frond, like a big fern for her or something? Just wrap a frond around her, please.
For God's sake.
Yeah, there's huge. Yeah, there's.
For God's sake, let her cover up her weird glass body.
Yeah. We can wipe off bugs off of a frond and clumsily attempt to seal it, but I can barely see anything. But
I just hold this giant frond over me as I shuffle
Just a
out.
giant frond. And we shuffle out, and that's the end of the scene. Perfect.
All right.
So it's Armat's turn next.
We, I think, are going to do one more scene in the forest as we sort of reckon with these changes and revelations about our desires here. So, someone tries to curry favor with another. Who most wants something from another? What will you give for it? Equipment, secrets, powers.
I want the chaplain's robes. I want them now.
So where are we, Armet, as Penny starts demanding the robes?
Oh yeah, let's take stock, if we can. I'm gonna say we've reached a point where we're traveling on what clearly was once a 2-lane highway, but the pavement is cracked and it's overgrown, and the forest life has just sprung up lush around it. And as we're starting to get Penny's demand for the robes, we have come beside a old concrete parking garage that has a few different layers, but again, it looks like it hasn't been used in maybe centuries of this growth in forest.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a detail to that. I think this parking garage has a tree, like a huge tree, like a 20-foot wide tree, growing straight up through the middle of it.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
Like the parking garage has been impaled by this tree.
The tree has metal veins going down the side of it.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Farrell, do you have a detail?
Yeah, and there's a heat coming from these metal, like this metal bark. As we sort of get closer to it, we can feel this warmth drawing us closer to it.
So the father turns to Penny and he says, "Of course, my child. I'll give you the robes. He feels so bad about what's happened to Penny. So even though Penny is like being confrontational, is provoking this conflict and so on, like, I just don't think Father John is in this position going to argue with her if she says she needs something. Like he like is incredibly contrite and apologetic, and he's just like, Penny, I'm so sorry. I don't even know why I kept these things on. Of course you should have the robes. Of course. Why did we even give you that frond? I'm so sorry.
You
And
can
he pulls
have my
this heavy
frond.
robe.
I'll trade you.
I don't need the frond. It seems like something's not.
I'm going to trigger
right
something's not right about this
Oh, no.
interaction.
Okay.
I think that Father John might not be acting like the Father John we totally know prior to this moment. Is there something suspicious about the father's behavior, do we think?
It's worse than that. You hear like a small chittering sound coming from the thing in his stomach that's gestating as he's talking.
Oh, that's awesome. And gross. I love it.
So Father John, in a brief moment, stops being so contrite, and he says, "No, Penny, those are my robes." And he snatches the robes back as you're like, and
Father John.
What? What are you looking at?
What
are you
for
looking
the
at?
robes?
They're my robes. And the
I
little
think-
thing in his stomach goes,
I think Penny, still with the scalpel in her skeletal clear glass hand, stabs him in the stomach, rips the robes from his hands, and says, "Get out!" And,
Not so easy.
Okay, so this is not so easy on Penny grabbing
Yeah.
the robes away from this newly petulant
and
Father
this-
John.
The zone mutates you, causing an extreme loss of humanity.
Give me the robe. Get out of his body.
And
Ah.
she
Your
just
voice
starts
is so
slapping
loud.
him in the face. She starts slapping him like,
Come back to us. Come back to us. Come back to us.
and she wraps the cloak
So
around her. and
this
puts
is
the-
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
But you're not supposed. You don't get the robe. According to this, you do not get the robe.
Right. Okay. So I don't get the robe, and I'm just glass. Yes, and I kneel to your stomach, which I do think. Did I get to slice it open at all? Did I get to do that? Slice it with the thing?
That's up to you. It's just the thing you're trying to accomplish is not gonna work. So you have to give yourself a failure inside. You think
okay.
You do. I get it.
All right. So I fall to my knees and start trying to just like punch the stomach and grab at your stomach to try to get this thing out. And I'm just going, get out of him. Get out.
And what is this mutation that you get that causes this extreme loss of humanity?
Does it come out?
I think that it comes out, and I think that it attaches itself to my face. I think that it like rips out of his stomach and sucks onto my face. And I scream.
I wish I could say I hadn't seen this before.
Yeah, I think I have a glass body that's clear and glassy, and then this like alien head. This sort of like gross, weird, organic, amorphous thing on my face.
Father John starts bleeding out. I guess like a thing just got cut out of his stomach, so he falls on the ground. He's like, ah! And as Penny becomes this glass alien monster, Father John, wounded, collapses down in front of this parking garage.
The surgeon goes over and tries to patch you up as best he can, but it's not so easy because I can't see anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
And as I'm like clumsily scraping you, I feel like such a... What's that?
I was going to say, as Dr. Wilkes is kind of clumsily trying to aid, the writer will come over and say, hang on, doctor, let me be your eyes. And so they sort of work together to try and patch up.
And what does this card say?
The card says no, but your failure brings you closer to another character. If you're the last alive, describe a flashback or whatever. So we're working together to try to help Father, but it's not going well.
Yeah.
Like the bleeding is continuing. I'm not able to sew anything. I can't do it. I have no dexterity. I've got a scalpel hand. If anything, I'm making it worse. And then I feel like such a failure as a surgeon. And I sit back on my knees and I just start like apologizing. Like I'm supposed to be better than this.
And what's Penny doing as a new glass alien monster at this moment? What's Penny up to?
I think actually this is what happened in my mind. Is this amorphous thing sort of creates this hot feeling, and it melts off of her face to reveal a hamster head, and her teeth start growing, and she starts sniffing the body of Father John Mixie and starts maybe being a little hungry, and getting kind of closer. There's like drool coming down from her hamster mouth.
Alive. I wish I could say I hadn't seen this before.
So, wait, so so I'm going to do it. It's not so easy on somebody, but I don't know whether it's on the hamster monster trying to eat my body or on the people. Okay.
I'm going to eat you.
I'm very interested to hear what that audio sounds like in post, by the way. I'm very excited to discover that.
It's already perfect.
It's so perfect. So I'm going to do as the hamster monster tries to eat me, I'm going to say that it's not so easy for Penny.
Yes.
So what card did you draw?
Yes, but success immediately triggers a much more serious challenge. If it's a creature, it's not their final form. So does that mean my creature?
So the hamster, you do successfully get to my body and start chomping on it. So yes. Yeah. But the fact that you chomp on me creates a much more serious challenge.
Yes. Something is happening now you start gushing from eating your chest, and something like blue stuff starts sort of spraying everywhere.
Okay.
And the glass body that I had is now changing into fur and sort of matching my head. It's like changing to a hamster, more so.
What's happening? I hate this.
So this is now a much more serious challenge because you are now fully a hamster.
Maybe the hamster hair actually starts clotting the blood loss. Like it starts weaving into the open wound and binding it weirdly, grossly together.
Yeah. There's some type of mutation that is going to save the father. There's some type of
or maybe the
mutation transference that may have just occurred.
Entity.
Yeah, so maybe in turning Penny into a full-on hamster, it's like the impurities in my body have like fully left and have wrapped themselves around her. And that's why she's fully hamstered now. Now, how big is this hamster, Farrell? What size are we talking?
Human-sized, like a human-sized hamster.
Human-sized. Okay.
Got it.
Human-sized hamster, and I want to look around and just run to the tree. I want to run to the tree, and I start rubbing my back on this hot thing, being like, and it's like a hot tree.
I've got to find her a wheel.
We gotta find her a wheel.
I heard that. Don't laugh at me.
No, I would never.
Is this metempsychosis? The transmigration of souls? The dead hamster passing into the chaplain's stomach, gestating and being born anew inside what used to be Miss Burke? I don't know.
It's too hard to put it all straight, and I can't see, I can't think. The answers are right in front of us. This has got to be an antidote.
The writer has, during this, as the father sort of stabilizes, climbed up into the top of the tree and said, "A blue pyramid in the distance. If we can still travel, I think we ought to go there."
The chaplain pushes himself up to his knees, looks down at this wound on his stomach that seems to now just be perfectly. What's the thing? Is it Dogma, the Kevin Smith movie, where like the angels have no genitals,
totally Ken dolls,
and like completely like featureless? So the father looks down and he sees that like there's this smoothness to his body now that has somehow patched itself up.
He has no belly button.
Godliness is coming closer to me all the time. He calls out to the hamster and he's like, "Hey, hamster.
Yes.
Are you good to keep going? Can we go to this pyramid that Ursula saw?"
Oh, please. Ursula was my
Penny.
father. Just call me Dr. Tangible.
Okay.
Look, we've all been mutated to hell, and we're all still alive. Maybe we're all gonna make it, unlike all those weaker humans behind us.
The chaplain grabs Dr. Wilkes' hand and says, "Here, let me guide you. I can see. You can use my eyes." And they start hobbling down the road with this hulking hamster mutant lumbering behind them, rubbing itself on trees along the way.
And I'm going to say this is where we end the scene here at the overgrown parking garage with this mysterious tree and move on to the next.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Do you see this?
So,
yes.
I do.
Oh, Dr.
The writer,
Ursula.
Dr. Ursula Tangible, Doctor of
You
Journalism,
must
die in the coming scene.
They cannot be stopped by the not so easy cards. Oh, claim your fate. Ooh. After the death.
Okay.
Oh, as the zone. Okay.
All right. I accept.
We're just
Armat.
reading random words from this thing.
Yeah.
After death, Armat will continue playing turns as the zone, is what it says.
It's either Armat accepts fate or one of us claims his fate and dies ourselves.
Right.
I am prepared to accept my fate.
Okay. So
Dr.
Armat is the
Tangible.
director. The writer must die here at the power plant. Armat,
All
what
right.
version of the power plant are we picking?
I am going to say we are going to a sprawling geothermal plant. Sulfur erupts from colorful fumaroles everywhere in the area, and lights flit about with alien purpose. I'll even go a little bit further to say the technologies we're seeing in this plant are not like technologies we humans would make. There are like sort of alien hieroglyphics on every kind of surface. Let's see what the scene prompt is. The environment itself does something to help a character succeed.
All right, so let's set the scene, Armat. What are we doing?
Yeah, well, how about we take stock?
I think Penny is in awe. There's this new feeling that the world is new, and it's like a childlike wonder at this alien technology. And she's just like,
Whoa, this is so pretty.
Okay. I'm going to add a sense detail of there are like weird... The temperature in the air shifts from being very hot to being very cold, back and forth. Like every couple of minutes, it's like there's a wave of cold wind or a blast of hot air.
The surgeon's like blue blinded eyes, the more he blinks, he starts to be able to see those little creatures that are inside people. He can see through skin, he can see through stuff and see the creatures moving around. And they're starting to blink in and out of his vision. He starts looking at everybody a lot.
Can you see through fur?
It's a good question. Dr. Wilkes, are you able to see through fur?
I can, but I can only see those perfect little creatures.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I think the last detail I'll add is as we're looking at these waves of heat and cold, it actually looks like time has been accelerated, and you can actually see the stars above when it turns briefly to night. They're tracking against, and so time is rapidly accelerated in this zone so that it is cycling through summer to winter to back again over and over and over really rapidly.
What's going on here? I've never seen anything like this before. Penny, do you have any thoughts?
I am hungry. I am not cold or hot because of my amazing fur.
Would that we could all say the same, Penny.
If you get cold, you can cuddle beside me, and I will warm you with my fur.
And I'm imagining that
Thank
everybody has kept about 20 feet space between themselves and Penny. It's like this idea of cuddling with this monster at this point is deeply unappetizing. Thank you, Penny. Thank you for that. I'll keep that in mind.
You're welcome.
So, how do we get through here? I'm going to take stock. I'm going to say that there's like a pathway leading forward that is just like a concrete set of stairs leading up to a walkway to take us past the power plant.
Totally. I'll add that it's one of those sort of like metal grating style walkways, and it looks rickety and has gaps in the little gratings in places.
As we look at it in some of the clouds part above it, you look up. There is a blue flying something pretty high in the air that seems to be facing down looking at us.
So the chaplain turns to Penny and says, maybe you should go first. I do feel like it is the path for you.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I will
History
do it.
repeats itself.
I'll go first. Thank you.
Okay, good.
So I walk on that. My little claws go through the metal grates a little bit. It's a little hard to.
Yeah.
It's not
Father
so
John
easy.
turns to the other two standing by. Well, hold on a second. He turns to the other two and he just says, I'm starting to get a little worried about Penny.
In what way?
Maybe she'll mutate out of it into something
That's good.
less problematic.
Maybe this is
Penny
just a step on
turns-
the way to. Sure.
Penny turns her hamster head behind and says,
I can hear you guys.
and then turns back around. A small
I was
tear appears in her right
I was afraid of
I
that.
forgot that hamsters have incredible hearing.
she has incredible hamster hearing. Okay, so Farrell,
How
you
could
were
I be
saying
so
that
stupid?
getting down the walkway was not so
As I'm-
easy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on the walkway, but like my little claws, yeah. No, and oh, come on. My obsession
So
used to be
so let's read
money.
the card. Let's read the
No.
card for people, please.
No, and the zone mutates you in a way that triggers your obsession. My obsession used to be profit. My new obsession is
Oh.
food. I'm a hungry hamster and I just want to eat food.
Right.
Okay. But
So
now
it's
it
a new
mutates-
character archetype that we've established.
Yes,
That's
that's a
Okay.
hamster.
Okay. Is that okay enough?
So how does
That-
it happen that you're not able to move down this?
stomach.
That's great.
I think that something to the side of the metal walkway, there are these bushes and berries, and Penny starts sniffing it and immediately leaps off of the metal walkway into the bushes and starts eating all these berries. Oh, yummy. Okay, yeah.
And do you want to mutate? How do you mutate? What's the mutation?
I mutate. My fur turns pink. I'm now a pink hamster. As I eat these pink berries, they're like these bright neon pink berries, and my fur starts sort of like, turning slowly from like a nice, handsome brown to this pink. And I've just focused on food.
So the Father John turns to the other two and says, I suppose she's not going to be going down the walkway then.
I'll do it.
Maybe we'll just
Hang on.
Dr. Ursula, maybe you should do it.
Lights a fresh cigarette.
go ahead, Doctor.
All right. Well, let's see
Sergio's
here.
wiping his eyes.
And he starts walking down, sort of carefully picking his steps, springing side to side at times. But I'm going to call not so easy on him,
Yeah.
because I think his movement as he starts to make further and further progress down this sort of like wending pathway has drawn the attention of the blue something in the air above us.
The thing above us.
So he is trying to get down the pathway, and he does not succeed. No, and the zone mutates you in a way that triggers someone else's phobia. If no one else is left, it triggers yours. So let's see. I think this is a moment where the blue being comes down and we see it's a perfect, like archetypal, almost Vitruvian man kind of human figure, except without the human like details of the dude's face. And staring at it, the writer's no, that can't be. This can't be what perfection is. In his own form, like the blue starts almost like, if you remember in the Princess Mononoke, the way the prince's like infection from the angry forest god starts like stealing up his arm, that's what starts happening to Dr. Ursula Tangible right now. It's in his body. No, I will not become one of you. No, I will fight you every And then there are two of these beings And they look at all of you and say, "You will join us. All will be perfection. Come, Doctor. Are we not perfect? Join us or die."
So have you now been completely turned into one of these things?
I think so.
You've been taking your art. Yeah.
Or maybe he's at a little bit there. He's like, "No, I'm gonna try and hold him back, but I don't know how long I can." He's fighting, glitching out, like doing the max headroom thing.
The chaplain yells, leave him, we have to go. And he jumps into these bushes and starts wrestling with his hamster, being like, "For God's sake, leave the berries alone. We have to get out of here."
And Penny,
the surgeon is stumbling up the stairs, blind.
At a raging buffalo, this giant pink hamster goes and shoves the chaplain and the surgeon out of the way as the writer just becomes lifeless and absorbed into whatever this creature.
Oh, is it getting absorbed into it?
Yeah, and I
we have to
save
go, and it falls to the ground. Ugh. Go, leave him behind, leave him. And the chaplain starts running down. You hear ting, 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 ting as he starts running down this walkway as it waves back and forth, just getting away from this thing that has claimed the writer.
I feel like I have to call a not so easy on that.
Not so easy?
And I think I'd be calling it on everyone fleeing if that's what they're doing. So I think that's for you, Lars.
Okay. So no, I don't get down. I don't get down the walkway, and the zone mutates me, creating a much more problem, which must be immediately dealt with. Okay, so what that means is the walkway shatters, breaks, and the walkway starts to plummet down into these bushes that we're moving past, and as it crumbles down into the bushes and stops being a good way of getting through here. Something is going to trigger my phobia, which is that there is no path for us to walk on, that we are alone in the world. And the way that triggers is that I get the ability to suddenly be in a different place. So this thing crashes and tumbles down into the walkway crashes and tumbles down into these bushes. I'm screaming for help to get Penny and Dr. Wilkes to come with us, and suddenly the steps that I'm taking, the path that I'm taking, disappears, and the three of us are now in another place entirely, with no sign of the path that we take, where it is that we are. As this thing crumbles and falls, suddenly we have found ourselves in the next location. And as we turn around and look at each other, Dr. Ursula Tangible, the writer, is gone.
Oh, no.
And with that, I will die and end the scene.
Ugh.
Oh, whoa.
And with that strange ending, we're going to pick up from there next time. See you guys later for the fourth and final portion of The Zone Blue Angel.